All right, so now we're on the Federal Reserve System, the principal component of the Fed. Write your answers to questions 1 through 4 on the lines provided. So what's the purpose of the Board of Governors in the Federal Reserve System? Well, the presentation told you that the Board of Governors oversees the Federal Reserve System. That's its purpose, okay? Question 2, what is the structure of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System? So I'm asking you here, like, how many members are there? And there are 7. How long are each of these 7 members appointed? And that's a 14-year term. Who appoints them? That would be the President of the United States. And then who approves their appointment? That would be the Senate. What is the FOMC? It is the Federal Open Market Committee, and it sets the major policy for the Federal Reserve. What is the structure of the FOMC? We talked about this. It's made up of 12 members, 7 of which come from the Board of Governors directly, and then 5 from the presidents of the Federal Reserve district banks, one of which is always the president of the New York district bank, or reserve. The major responsibilities of the Fed, in question 5 through 10, list the major responsibilities of the Fed. So we've done this already. It's in the presentation. It says that number 5 would be they control the money supply. 6 would be they supply the economy with paper money. 7 is they hold bank reserves. 8 is they provide check clearing services. 9 is they supervise member banks to ensure that they're following bank regulations. And then 10 is they serve as the lender of last resort for banks that are like in need of cash. So go down to question 11. What is the government agency? What government agency prints money and how does it reach the public? Well, it's the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, which I mentioned in my presentation. They print the paper money. So the Fed then takes that money and then it issues it out to the 12 Federal Reserve district banks. And then the district banks release those notes out into the public, okay, within their district. And then question 12, what is a reserve account? It's an account that is, it's kind of like a checking account that a member bank has with the Federal Reserve, okay? And then 13, suppose Olivia, that she writes a check payable to Matt and gives it to him. What happens to the check? So what happens is Matt's going to take that check that Olivia has written, and he's going to deposit it in his bank. Matt's bank is then going to have the amount that's written on the check taken out of Olivia's bank. And this is done through the Federal Reserve District Bank. They're the actual, like they're the go-between. So the Federal Reserve District Bank takes the money out of Olivia's bank and then deposits it into Matt's bank. That's how it works, okay? Do you have to do effective communication? You do not, okay? So pretty easy. Turn it in. Thanks, guys.